The active family lifestyle demands a vehicle that's big enough to hold 7, 8, maybe even 9 passengers. Got room for cargo in the back, camping gear, luggage, groceries, and it's got to have at least a minimal amount of towing capacity. And if you want it in luxury, now you're talking about adding in leather and a lot of technical goodies. We'd like to thank you for joining us this week as we've been putting some miles on the 2014 Infiniti Q60 3.5 all-wheel drive. Now, under the hood of our QX60, we're going to find a couple of engine choices, but we're riding in the QX60 all-wheel drive with a 3.5 liter V6. Now, this is backed by a CVT, the continuously variable transmission, that does have a gear type simulation mode if you really feel the need to shift. Now, this engine produces 265 horsepower at 6,400 RPM, so you got to wind it up a little bit. And it produces 248 pound-feet of torque down around 4,400 or at mid-range. Now, for the all-wheel drive vehicle, this combination is rated for 18 miles per gallon city and 23 miles per gallon out on the highway. As this is Infiniti's full-size SUV CUV, expectations are pretty high on the interior. There's a lot of nice wood grain trim. There's some accents, the brushed aluminum accent points. We've got a nice two-tone, earth tone type color scheme going on. All the controls are easy to reach, easy to find. And on the left-hand side of the steering wheel down low, there's driver-specific controls such as the traction control, the rear hatch release, the heated steering wheel, a few things like that that only the driver really needs to have access to. Moving on up into the gauge package, the gauge pod, we got two nice large round gauges. Big, easy to read, white lettering on black, speedometer intact. When we crank it up, we can see that there's a nice digital support screen right in the middle of this. Now, the graphics are real nice to look at, but the real controls sit down here on the steering wheel. On the left-hand side is where we're going to find our controls for our digital support screen, our Bluetooth, our voice activation. All this will be right here on the left-hand side, while on the right-hand side, we're going to find some controls for our cruise and for our audio systems. Moving on over to the center stack is where we're going to find our nice large 7-inch monitor. And this is where we're going to find all the controls for the audio system, the nav. We've got 2 or 3 different ways that we can actually control it, including some manual touch points down below it. These are the easier to find large buttons. Works very nice. It's very intuitive as far as how to get where you want to go. And it responds very quickly, so it's a nice combination of software and hardware. Still more wood trim throughout the vehicle, particularly coming down the center stack to the DVD and the entertainment system. Now, down here on the lower part, we're going to find that there was a storage area there with the power supply. We've got a wood grain top coming back to where we've got our controls for our seats, for the heat and the cooling on our seats. And we've also got our control for our drive modes. Now, the Q60 all-wheel drive does have 4 different drive modes in it. And we've got a nice large deep storage here. Now, this is the cover for the deep storage. It's padded, got some nice large stitching. Again, earth tones, gives us access down into the deeper storage where the wireless headsets that are available are kept on our review vehicle. Now, this also includes the remote for the DVD system. Moving on around the interior, this is a luxury vehicle, so we can't do without any drink holders, but they're nicely hidden behind a nice lift-up panel here. And again, the storage down at the base of the center stack at the front of the console, we've got another little power supply there. Again, more wood grain just really out throughout the vehicle, including above the nice large glove box that's in front of the passenger space. The two-tone color scheme carries throughout, and the seats are wide, comfortable, got some nice stitching and nice padding on it. They are perforated for the heating and cooling with a nice Infiniti style. Moving on through the interior, in the rear passenger area, we're going to see that the two-tone color scheme with the earth tones and gray continues. We've got some drink holders in the door panels. We're also going to see that our particular vehicle is a 7-passenger, so it's got a bench type seat in that second row. We do have some soft storage right behind the driver's seat. And Infiniti looks a little old school in this regard because the monitors are mounted in the back of the headrest, but it works very well. At the back of the front center console, we're going to find the climate controls for the rear zone. We've got a couple of power supplies here, and we've got some RCA jacks for our audio in and outs. Now this seat does have a center console type thing that pulls down, provides an armrest as well as some cup holders and a little more storage there. And these seats do fold forward. Depending on what you really want to try and do, if you're just looking to get access into that third row seat, there's a lever on the seat back that slides up. That allows the seat base and the seat back to kind of fold together and slide towards the front of the vehicle. That opens it up to get into that rear area. Now, to put it back in place, simply grab the back of the seat back and pull it back towards the back, push the seat base down, everything locks back into place. Now, if you're really wanting to just fold the seat back down for long cargo, there is a lever on the base that you can trip. The seat will fold down and it creates that level space that slides back into that third row area for the longer cargo. Now looking at things from the rear power hatchback, we're going to see how the seats are configured. Got some nice tall headrest here. And there's room for some cargo to go back here. We've got some nice cargo tie downs over here on the side. We've got some power outlets back in the back so that if we need some more 12 volt outlets. We've got cargo tie downs in the floor. And the floor itself has got a nice little dry storage area. It's also where we happen to find the Bose amp and a nice little area for some dry storage. Kind of put some things in here, out of sight, out of mind. Not a lot of room, but it works quite nice. Now to fold the seats down to really make for a lot of room, it's a pretty simple operation and it can actually be done with one hand. Pulling a strap causes the headrest to fold over, and then there's a lever you can flip and the seat just simply pushes forward. Now this is a luxury vehicle, so instead of having a strap that you got to reach in and grab and pull up because you might have to reach over some additional cargo, we've got a touch button on the side that actually brings it back up into place. Then you simply reach up and pull the headrest back into place and it's good to go. The 2014 Q60 3.5 all-wheel drive from Infiniti comes with a long list of standard features including a luxurious leather interior, power seats, tri-zone climate controls. And then there's a lot of features that can be added onto it in several different packages that include technology, the premium package that brings in an outstanding Bose 13 speaker premium sound system. And this all rolls on some really cool looking 18-inch wheels. If you get a chance to drive one of these vehicles, we highly recommend it. Thank you again for joining us. This is Michael Mars, reminding you, travel safe.